If you follow me on Instagram, you may know that over a year ago I bought myself a Peugeot 206 as a new daily driver, and I figured, just like what I did with my Evo where I tuned that up in GTA 5, I should do the same for my 206. And so that's why today I'm checking out not one, not two, but 3 Peugeot 206 mods, purely because, as it turns out, there are loads of versions and I wanted to see which one was best. So yes, hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, hope you're all having an amazing day today. My name is Lex, and welcome back to some more GTA 5, where today we are checking out this, which has a terrible interior. Okay, so I should probably say there's loads more Peugeot 206 mods. Most of them were really old and replacement instead of add-on mods and stuff like that, and so these are just the 3 that were add-on mods. So if we have a closer look at this thing, the interior is very, very dated looking. We've definitely come a long way in terms of mod quality, I'm very thankful to say. This one's looking a little bit dated, but on the exterior, it's not so bad. This bit down here is a little bit too white, and, well, the interior is actually just very bright as well, so from the outside it looks kind of weird, but from the outside, it's not that bad. So this does have a few mods, so we should probably just check those out very, very quickly, because this isn't the best one, so we'll work our way through. So we have our spoiler options here. Most of them, I mean, this one doesn't even fit. That one doesn't even fit. And then a bunch of others that visually and tastefully do not fit. Wow, it's quite an old deep dive. It's like looking at a museum piece, looking at a really old mod for GTA. It does give us a couple of lip options, including this one, which fits questionably. It doesn't even really fit. Okay, fair enough. One option for the rear that just basically gets rid of the fog and the tow hook. It gives us a side skirt. It gives us some exhaust choices, ones that really just do not fit with anything, and a couple of bonnet options as well, including one that gets rid of these vents, which to me is sacrilegious. But yeah, they all look absolutely... I mean, what is that? What is that? Where is that line coming from? Is that just a texture? Oh no, it is actually just a weird bulge. Oh dear. By the way, if the mod maker is watching this, I am sorry, but yeah, it's an old mod, we know it is. It also has some roof options, including, what the hell's that? Oh, okay. It's actually just a vent, just for some reason, yeah, you can see right through it. And a couple of other ones. Generally, this is not that great. This is pretty much it. Let's move on to the next one. So the next one is a little bit more interesting because it has a massive wide arch kit thing for it. It doesn't look good, but it is an interesting look. So if we just pull over and have a quick look, you might be able to recognize this interior, and actually generally you might be able to recognize the car model. It's the same car model. It's just had a kit put on. In the tuning options for this one, we have spoiler options, which is going to be those same weird spoiler options we had before. Neither of them actually attached to the car properly, so we wouldn't even need to bother with those. We have those lip options again, and this time no, okay, that still doesn't fit. It still doesn't fit even to this kit. The same selection of non-fitting exhaust pipes and the same bonnet options as we had before, and also the same roof scoop with the same bug in it. But this one does have a look, so I will actually make a quick build out of this, which is pretty much leaving everything as it is because all the parts don't really fit. Making it matte yellow just because, I don't know, on this model the matte paint just makes it look a little bit less rubbish. I'll tint the windows just so that we can hide the really ugly interior. Fun fact, you can't change the wheels. You can't change the wheels. Okay, so I mean literally all you can do is just what V-Stancer can offer you, and it's already got its own stance fitted in. So yeah, it was literally just paint and windows, and yeah, there you go. There's that one. Let's just move on to the third and final one, because that's the best one. And here we are with one that looks way better than all of the others, with an interior that pretty much is like a 206. Much better. And so here we are with the best 206 mod that I have found for GTA 5. On the interior, it's looking pretty solid. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this. It's a later spec model as well, so it's got the later spec model seats. So this one actually has the climate control upgrade and the Clarion stereo, so pretty fancy. It also has this roof thing, which mine definitely does not have, which I'm kind of thankful for, because at least I don't have to worry about leaks and stuff, but it is kind of cool. I don't mind it. Also, mine isn't a GTI, mine is just a 1.4 HDI diesel, because honestly, I've already got a fancy fast car. I don't need to do that with my daily. I just want something that's good on fuel. We have the engine bay. It's an engine. We have the boot, which is almost pretty much a 206 boot. Fair enough. And yet, here we are with the doors open with what I should say is one of the worst pocket designs I've ever seen. Now this bit, very cool. Also doubles as a cup holder. This one, you can only actually access it if you open the door. It's a terrible design. If I get Michael out the car for a second, you can see that pocket hole is hidden by the seat. It's just completely impossible to get to. It's stupid. Anyway, I don't intend to do a Doug DeMuro on this thing. So let's just see what parts we've got on the spoiler, or the boot really. We have the options of the early model 206 rear end, or a debadged version, and then we also have the late spec, which is the standard. My one is a late spec, so I think I might go with that one, but I do like the earlier spec one. It has a nice classic look to it. So actually, in this first build, I'm going to make this how I would do mine if I could and would modify it. So I'm going to keep that as it is. On the front bumper, we have the options of this one, which adds a little lip here, as well as a new mesh. We then have this one that gives us the color-coded bumpers, and then we have this one which just gives us a color-coded version of the original. Also, I've noticed that all of these bumper options are the late spec one. We don't actually get the early spec front bumper on this one. I'm going to go with the painted bit with the little thing down the bottom. I think it looks very nice. Mine has the painted as well. On the rear end, we get, I assume, similar options. We have the colored. We have the, what's that, a slightly smoother one? What's the difference there? And then we have this, which I believe is the 206 Plus rear bumper, I think. Not a fan of that. And then we also have this slightly better version. Oh, I guess it's because it's got a bigger cutout for the exhausts. Ah, okay. Yeah, well, we'll do that then. Which means we'll probably have... Yes, I want to get myself a nice double thing. I mean, on my diesel, I probably wouldn't, but if I had a GTI, I definitely would. Then we have some front light options. We have these. Interesting. We have the original ones that are just... I think that's just a texture, really. It's kind of... I did want to have the original headlights because these ones are a little bit too clear. But this one looks a little bit too odd. It kind of works. Either way, we've also got this one. Then we have these as well that gives us these orange lights. And then we have these ones to finish. These are quite cool. I mean, I don't... Would I want these on mine? This one, I don't mind as much. They kind of remind me of the old Moret lights, and they've just got some, I don't know, Angel Eye LED things in them. I'm not totally against that. But I think I'm going to go with just these ones to try and make it look a little bit more stock on the front lights. We also have a debadged grille option, as you can see here, but obviously nothing done with the bonnet. Not something I want to do with mine. This car doesn't really need debadging on the front, and also you'd need to get a whole like new bonnet, or at least fix up the bonnet to get rid of that little ridge thing. So yeah, we'll just keep the badge on there. We have a couple of bonnet options. We've got a black bonnet, and then we have a bonnet with a vent. I'm going to go with none. And then we also have some stuff for the roof. Oh, actually, this is going to be the rear lights. Fair enough. We have the white version lights. Interesting. We also have these ones, which I am not a fan of. Then we have these. I think these are supposed to represent the earlier spec rear lights. To go with these, what I assume are going to be the early spec front lights. And then we have these, which I think are from the 206 Plus. Again... Not really that big on those. I do just like the original lights. So yeah, I'm just going to go with the original lights. So we'll upgrade the engine. It would be nice to get mine a bit quicker. It is only about 68 brake horsepower. And yeah, it would be nice to slam it down a little bit. So let's just do that. So my car is this color blue, sort of. Maybe a little bit darker, but they don't really have that option. Okay, I've just changed around the RGB a little bit just to make it a little bit bluer. And gone for a nice, shiny, bright metallic. That looks very, very nice. And I do like the blue color, so if I was to do something to mine, it wouldn't be a respray. It doesn't really need it. It's still in great condition. It needs a little bit of respraying on the door and stuff where it's had some scratches, but otherwise, perfectly fine with the blue. I actually quite like it. I could go for a light smoke on the windows, nothing crazy. I'll add a turbo, of course. On the extras, we have the option of these. I don't really need those, to be honest. We also have the option of the nothing, which is what mine currently has. and then this extra spoiler. So I'll go with the spoiler. It's a cool look. And we also have these, which they don't really fit, and the textures are all kind of wrong, so no. So we can't really change the interior colors at all, sadly, because if I was to do anything to mine on the interior, I would make this top bit all black. I don't really like this lighter color here. It would be nice if I could just get that all nice and black. But other than that, interior's fine. Mine's got a cooler stereo than this one, and I would say a nicer, cleaner texture. None of this white stuff. I've just got a basic black texture on here as well, which I prefer. Sadly, we can't change that for this model, though. Now, sadly, we can't go super deep dish because the brake caliper's starting to leak through, annoyingly. I will say, though, going through these wheels, everything looks good on this. I really want... okay, maybe I don't want to know what you guys think, but actually, I am still a massive fan of the 206. I think it's a good-looking car. I know some people might disagree. Some people don't like little French cars, but I genuinely think it's a good-looking car. And it's just got just the right amount of curves and stuff like that to, especially like a Euro style look of modification, just like low, big wheels, stretch. Generally, I think is a very good look for this car. So I've actually kind of thought about having Porsche twists on my car. I didn't really want to have them super deep dish. I kind of just wanted Porsche twists. Don't really have that option, but I will go for that just because I want to see how they look. And I think color-wise, I think that should just be kept in alloy. The other option is going for something like gold, which goes with blue, but not so much for this car. I'm going to make the wheels a little bit smaller as well, because massive wheels don't always look great on this car, so we should definitely sort of make those more the size of the arch, which I think is going to be good around that. And, well, on the width, I was trying to give myself less dish here, but we do get this caliper sticking through. So that's the smallest amount of dish I can have. So I'm just going to get all the wheels sort of not crazily cambered, just sort of tucked to the right amount. And then I'm just going to go to visual lowering, and that should all match up. Ooh. Ooh. I like it. I like it. I mean, this is definitely like if my car was on airbags or something like that. But if I was to do that, I would definitely have that sort of that look when it was all slammed and parked. Maybe not driving, of course. Well, look at that. I like it. I like it a lot. This is actually very cool. Right, I should probably do maybe a different build of this one, because this is what I would probably like to do if I had the ability. Not so much with the deep dish wheels, and maybe not this low and slammed, but I've kind of just gone with it because of the design of the wheel. But I would actually like to get some Porsche twists for my car. I think that would be a very cool look. Okay, let me just do one quick build and then we'll finish. And, well, here it is. I went in the complete opposite direction between these two. This one is just crazy low and to the ground and nice and shiny and colourful. And this one is basically, if I decided I wanted to make like an off-road model, just cover it in like matte desert tan paint, and just put on some big, giant, chunky banded steels, big, giant, chunky off-road wheels, jack up the suspension, and yeah, I think it would look like that. I also made sure to go for the plastic trim all round, and it did make me realise that, yeah, this has plastic trim that we can't get rid of, sadly. I kind of would have liked to have got rid of that, just so we had like a nice, perfectly blue bit around the side all painted, or at least have the option to paint it. Would have been nice, but, well, there we go. That is two very different 206s. I just thought this would be a fun little thing, something I've already done modifying my Evo. I figured I may as well do a video modifying my other car in GTA 5. So there we go, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye!